So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, here we go.
It's happening.
Sure is. So this is the intro. It's uneventful because it's the intro, but I want to set a few things, just say a few things about the run first. First off, he's going to be naming himself and his rival one character name, because the text prints out at 1 character per frame, 60 frames per second. So if you name your character like a real name, like if you named it Conception, he'd be wasting a lot of time throughout the course of a run with the text typing out. It's Gen 1, so it's pretty scary. That's another thing.
Yeah, it's just a generally interesting run. Hopefully we get some good RNG here, but we minimize as much of that as we can with this marathon.
Yep, he gets that potion there because Rival 1 has a roughly 8 to 10% chance to kill you, and if he does kill you, it's a 3 or 4 minute loss of trying to get a backup for it. You have to kill like 5 encounters for the experience. It's really, really bad. So what you wind up doing is you get the potion, it minimalizes your chance of dying so much that it's just not even a possibility. I have never seen someone die with potion before. Without misplaying, of course.
Me neither. Yeah.
We picked Squirtle because he's, the first gym leader is Brock, and he has rock and ground types, which are weak to water. They're also weak to grass, but Squirtle learns a damaging move at level 8, and Bulbasaur doesn't learn a damaging move until, he learns Leech Seed at level 7, but at level 13, I think he learns Vine Whip, which is way too long to be viable for the speedrun.
And Leech Seed is just way too long to deal with. We're not gonna.
It 16 shots them.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is Rival 1. In the speedrun, this is actually a really bad fight because Bulbasaur only has 2 moves, Tackle and Growl. We're seeing some Growl fails here, which is quite nice. He's 1 and 2 to use each move, but because he's an AI, or NPC, his Growls have a 1 in 4 chance to fail, because it's just an intentional mechanic left in by the developers to sort of give you an advantage, because stat-changing moves are really overpowered in this game. They make your stats 66% of what they were before. Wow, very nice fight.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So every NPC stat-changing move has an added 1 in 4 chance to fail, just to make it that much nicer for you.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid.
Yeah,
fight,
that was very
honestly.
good.
I'm pretty happy.
Didn't have to use their potion or anything.
No, didn't even.
But that crit at the end also reminds me, crits in this game ignore all stat changes, meaning your opponent's the growls that Bulbasaur did and the tail whip that Squirtle did were both ignored by that critical. It doubles your level in the damage equation, which at this level makes it do actually not that much more than normal, like 1.5 times maybe, but once you hit level 50 you're doing more than twice as much. He has to kill an encounter for experience. Squirtle learns its damaging move Bubble at level 8, and there's 1 mandatory fight between now and Brock when we need Bubble, and there's just I think you're about 10 experience short. Wow, that's hilarious. You're
2 tackle miss. Oh wow.
Yep. Tackle's 95% accurate, and you see what that entails.
Yep.
It's sort of a running joke among us speedrunners that like tackle's really not 95, because a lot of times it doesn't feel
like
that way.
60.
But it is. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, it's in the code or whatever, but it really does feel like 60%.
Often, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. There we go, now we shortcut it back.
Each of these tiles has about a 10% chance to produce an encounter, slightly less. Different areas have different chances, but you don't really want to be taking that risk of an encounter, because an encounter wastes about 10 seconds.
I'll do the behind oak for the people.
Nice. In this game, you walk 1 tile every 17 frames, but your rival, he has a lot of swag. So he walks one tile every 34 frames, so twice as long as you. You can see how long it takes him compared to us. So we either walk to the left or behind Oak. They're the same to the frame. In order to minimize the amount of steps he takes, and it saves about half a second.
Most people will just stick to the left of Oak, but I like to go behind Oak just for fun because it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, left Oak is simpler because you just have to walk down instead of left and down. But it's the same. In Pokemon Yellow, you actually do have to go behind Oak because you have Pikachu, which takes up a tile, so your rival can't go to the tile that he goes to. Unfortunately,
here come the encounters.
Unfortunately, Oak cannot give us Pokeballs in this game, or else we would actually we could catch a Pidgey here for Fly.
Yeah, we will need a flyer, but yeah, not yet. We have to get back to the mart first.
Oh, also, that's not the only place where we take extra steps so our rival takes less. We actually do that 3 times in this speedrun. Alright, that's a high amount of encounters, but not like completely unreasonable.
Yeah, it counteracts the fast fight at the beginning, I guess. And now we can get balls.
I think I'll explain what's coming up now, just to not distract you. He's going to be doing an RNG manipulation, which is essentially, well, what it sounds like. You manipulate the game's RNG to give you favorable outcomes. We did this several times in the speedrun. So he saves on... Yeah, he's going to swap balls so that he can do a little trick later. But he saves on that tile. He's going to take a certain path, pressing A on certain tiles that delays the game by 2 frames. In order to manipulate... Well, I guess we'll see. Alright, nice, he got the encounter. So you might think, oh cool, a Nidoran, but this is not just any Nidoran. This is a Nidoran with the best stats a wild encounter can generate. In this game, instead of IVs, 0 to 31, we have DVs, 0 to 15, so they matter twice as much. This Nidoran has 15 DV attack, 15 DV speed, 15 DV defense, 14 DV speed, and 15 DV special. 15, 15, 15, 15 is actually not possible because of RNG limitations in the game. But it's the best Nidoran that that the game can generate. And the way that these manips are found is essentially we have 2 main manip creators for this game, Stringfellow and Enterfenter. This one was found by Enterfenter. They're both really, really amazing. The work they do for the community cannot be overstated. Or understated, so Enterpenter found this by essentially programming a bot to play the game thousands and thousands of times to find a button combination that a human can replicate consistently, that gives you a Nidoran on that tile that gets, or with perfect stats, that gets into the ball if you clear the text box screen perfectly. That's another thing. That the fact that it got into the first ball, that's a part of the manipulation. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the discovery of the RNG manipulation a few years ago, or whatever it was, it made this run absolutely game-changing. Like, we used to have to adapt strats on the fly or use tools in terms of, like, how we should adapt to the run based on the kind of Nidoran we have. And now that we have a consistent one, it just makes it so much more bearable.
This fight is actually pretty bad as well, but we have potions, so it should be fine. This Weedle has, again, 2 moves, Spring Shot and Poison Sting. You always want to see Spring Shot, because he outspeeds you anyway, so your speed doesn't matter. But you saw that he got crit poison there, which is very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's like the double bad luck. Luckily we have 2 potions.
Getting poisoned is very slow, and it drains your health. But with 2 potions, you just gotta hit your tackles and eventually not die.
Also, this fight is one of the few points that crits are bad.
Yep, because
they are actually slower.
Yep, you tail up twice, so his defenses have. But what we said about crits earlier, it ignores those, so you just do essentially 2/3 of the damage you would do otherwise. Whenever you crit, it's like, come on, Squirtle, save it for later.
Yeah, exactly. And then you never get them when you need them.
Yep. It does
Well,
feel that way
sometimes.
sometimes.
Yeah, and yeah, this is all just a jaded runner's perspective.
I don't know if you saw your
Players.
stats. I didn't see them, so I'd recommend the Brock save, of course.
Yeah, I was already going to anyway.
So he's
So no worries.
also he has to swap Nidoran to the front. Brock gives out a lot of experience, and it's gonna get our Nidoran to the point at which he needs to be to just solo the rest of the game. I'm not exaggerating. But we need Squirtle to get Bubble so that he can help Nidoran take down Brock. Squirtle's special at this point can be one of three values: 13, 14, and 15. 14 and 15 are exactly the same for the purpose of the speedrun, but 13 will not two-shot Onix or Geodude, and if you do that, then there's a chance that Onix can kill you. So if you might have bad special, you gotta save because you're like 1 in 6 to die. Way too high.
Yeah. Yeah, which in a marathon / showcase kind of setting, I'm mostly gonna save anyway. Just to I don't want to even take the chance. So if I hadn't gotten poisoned, I would have done all my menuing on this menu in order to save a menu. But because we were poisoned, I didn't want Squirtle to die.
You want to do a lot of things in one menu, like whenever you can, because opening the menu takes 50 frames, almost a full second. So if you swap Nidoran in one menu, then Potion in a different menu, then saved in a different menu, and Antidote in a different menu, he just wasted 3 seconds for nothing.
Yep.
So that's a lot of the huge optimizations of this game. Like, where can we, like, how much time can we squeeze out of this? This Geodude has Tackle and Defense Curl. Unfortunate bad special. You generally want to see.
Yeah, but we got the crits.
You generally want to see Defense Curl because Bubble's a special move, so his Defense Curl doesn't even help him. And our Nidoran's just having a ball here, swapping in, swapping back out, getting some experience. Alright, Onix, be nice, please. Onix has Tackle, Screech, and Bide. What you want to see depends on your special and what turn it is. Okay, Onix, please. Bide's the bad one. Okay, good.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Bide absorbs damage for 2 to 3 turns, and then hits you back for double the damage of what you did to it. So after those 2 bubbles, he would kill Squirtle if he got a short Bide there. So that long Bide, Conception was 1 and 2 to die there, but the long Bide saved us. That's the thing about bad special. Like, he didn't even play anything wrong. There's nothing he could have done there. He died.
No. Yeah, that's just one of the many instances of RNG that are going to come up in this run, so...
And now we can swap our battle style to shift, from shift to set, because those text boxes of he's swapping in this Pokemon, do you want to switch? They're useful on Brock because you actually do want to switch, but when you don't want to switch, they're very slow. Well, I should say they're very slow and you don't get anything out of them.
Yeah, they're slow for no reason.
This fight, this route as a whole is the first instance of a very, very important thing to the speedrun called Badge Boost, which I'll explain a little bit of. Beating Brock gives you a flat 9/8 boost to your attacks. That's times 1.125. You don't see it in your stats, but it's there whenever you swap in. Whenever your stats get recalculated by like a string shot or a growl, or even using an X item, those badge boosts get reapplied to the stats that weren't changed. So they use string shot, lowers our speed, raises our attack. Which is just another reason why Nidoran's broken, because we have a hugely powerful Nidoran with a hugely powerful move, Horn Attack, 65 base power, while they're sitting around with their tackles and poison stings, doing nothing. Using Leer to lower the defenses, getting attack boost from them, it all comes together in a way that no other Pokemon could get.
I think so. Once it hits, of course. There we go.
Yeah, he's using Tackle whenever it would kill. In general, that's just what you do because you need at least 2 horn attacks per moon, or Mount Moon, but you want a lot more than that, preferably. So just saving them where you can is always good. If you have less than 2, then you actually have to take an extra Pokemon Center, which is really slow.
Very slow. It's like 30 seconds, I think?
Something like that.
Something. Yeah.
We actually only take 2 Pokemon Centers in this entire speedrun.
And one of them isn't really necessary except for a dig point, basically.
Actually, it's pretty much both of them.
Yeah, because we're pretty much full health already at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cerulean too. Actually, that's a good point. they're both. At least that one you have the PP then.
Yeah. This Ekans actually knows a move called Wrap, and Wrap Bind moves like that are actually very broken in this gen because they prevent you from moving for their entire duration. So Ekans uses Wrap 2 to 5 turns. We're immobilized. We cannot hit him. It's very slow, and on top of that, very, very annoying. But that one was only 2 turns, so you know what?
Yeah, was good.
It's just at least it wasn't longer. That's all you can really think.
I don't know what percentage of that Ekans will use Wrap, but I think it's like 98% for me.
It's
It feels
Yep,
like
he has Poison Sting, Leer, and Wrap, and he's 1 in 3 to use all of them.
Mm-hmm. Except against me.
Yep, that's right. You're the exception.
That's right. Unception.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Aha.
More tackles just to save the horn attacks. There's not a lot to say about this fight. You don't want to get a lot of string shots. If you get a lot of string shots, and you won't outspeed Jifun and Metapod, and they have Harden, and you really want to get that first attack on them before they can raise their defenses, because you do progressively less damage. Obviously, because they're raising the defenses.
Alright. Cure that. Was a lower roll.
Yeah, that Caterpie is actually guaranteed to die from 2 horn attacks. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of memorization in this run. Like, even just knowing when to horn attack and when to tackle, that took a lot of practice to get accurately.
I don't know if tackle was right.
Because tackling... No, that was definitely tackle. You're fine.
Yeah.
Because, like, tackling and it not killing, especially on, like, Ekans or someone, you could get wrapped, you could just die. So you've really got to get your abilities to a point where you can be confident with them.
Mm-hmm.
Caterpie.
A lot of bugs.
Oh, I completely forgot to talk about damage ranges. Damage rolls are... Well, sorry. When the game calculates your damage, it takes the damage equation, so the damage that you should do, and then it multiplies it by a random number between 217 and 255. 39 possible damage rolls, and then divides it by 255. So we call a damage roll. So, like, so generally, if you get lower rolls, especially in Route 3, it will change your horn attack count. Like, that third horn attack was a lower roll, so we couldn't tackle it, for instance.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, because I'm, like, right on the cusp of how many horn attacks I like to have. 3 is fine, but I like to have 4. It's a little bit safer.
So when we call something a damage range, that means that some rolls will kill it, and some rolls will not. Oh, in the number 1 roll, so just because there's 39 different damage rolls does not mean that they always do 39 different amounts of damage. But the 1 in 39 roll, the highest roll, when you roll 255 out of 255, will always do 1 more damage than the roll before it. Just because of how the game handles rounding. Also, nice Pidgey catch. This grass is 90% to generate a flyer, 50% Pidgey, 40% Spearow, and 10%, which feels like a lot more when you need one, Jigglypuff.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. In a marathon setting, I would have liked to have a Spearow. It's actually a better backup. But Pidgey will do.
Yeah, with Spearow you can do an in-game trade later, but I think you'll do just fine. You can do an in-game trait for Farfetch, which learns Cut and Fly, and your Squirtle can learn a different move. But this is an RNG manipulation that takes a lot of concentration, so I'm just gonna stop talking for a little while.
I'm somewhat inconsistent with it. I might have missed that A press. Yeah, I did. It didn't feel right. That's alright though. Still got pretty far.
Alright, do you know the backup Paris minute? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was actually a pretty far. He just has to walk through with encounters now, but there's a full entire Mount Moon minute that will get you 0 encounters throughout all of Mount Moon. So remember all your childhoods with the bazillion Zubats? We get none of that. Well, ideally.
Yeah, if it had gone well, but yeah, I missed one there.
So A presses, as I said earlier, delayed the game by 2 frames. So it just sort of resets your encounter cycle. This manip has more than 30 of them, if I recall correctly. So that actually, it's a full second of A presses. It's kind of funny to think about. The reason it delays 2 frames is because the game is checking for items and hidden items.
Get absolutely obliterated.
Punished.
Though. Yeah, punished for failing. Of course, none of them are Paris, which would actually help.
Yeah, so we manipulate the entire cave to have no encounters until just before the fight, where we manipulate a Paris that gets into the ball. Paris is our final HM friend. It's such amazing work that I can't really describe it. And there's something called IGT, which I don't really need to explain, but for this manip, there's about a 12% chance that it just doesn't work because the game says no because it gets on a bad frame, which happens, but the fact that we have a manip that manipulates the entire cave, it gets a Paris that gets into the ball, and it's above like 40% is absolutely. No, this fight is Moon Rocket, which is really, really bad. Rattatas, as we saw earlier with the youngster we call Shorts Guy, he says I like shorts. Rattatas just do a lot of damage. They have some strong moves, good attack, stab, and tail whip. But the Zubat is really the
Yeah, I thought about it and I didn't really need to do that, but that's okay.
He was the scary one. This is sort of a that's a decent fight. It's sort of a trend that Zubats are really, really bad, because in this game, for some reason, Bug and Poison are super effective on each other, so Leech Life that he uses to heal himself up is super effective on us, and he has Supersonic, which can confuse us, and it's, for some reason, actually I know why, Confusion is not counted as a status by the game, so the game doesn't even give you the 25% extra chance to dodge a Supersonic. But the fact that Supersonic missed is pretty lucky. That was a pretty good fight.
Yeah, it could have gone a lot worse.
Not dying. Priority numero uno. Yeah, you picked up 2 TMs earlier. TM12 and TM01, Water Gun and Mega Punch respectively. These are pretty important moves. Mega Punch especially, it's gonna carry us throughout the early mid game. Another reason the nuking is broken. We're about 25 minutes into the run. This is a third stage final evolution with the over 92 base attack and 85 base speed, and some really strong moves like Water Gun and Mega Punch. I reiterate, 25 minutes in.
Yeah, that is why Nidoran. One of many reasons why Nidoran is the Pokemon to run
Yep.
with here.
Just absolutely insanely broken. It also, like, keep in mind, this is a poison ground type that learns moves like Water Gun. The move pool is also amazing.
Yeah, then the moves are only going to get crazier from here, so.
Tell you what we're talking about. It learns, we won't use this, but it learns Fire Blast and Ice Beam.
Yep. We used to use Ice Beam in the
We
round,
did.
actually, but not anymore.
Ice Beam sucks for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Choose the inverted palette.
I was going to choose blue.
So for the prior manips, he's basically done the same thing. He's hard reset and then done certain intro buffers to load up the game a certain way. Where you buffer up select B on the credit screen, start on the Pokemon screen, and then A on the continue screen. This one, you have to change your palette. That's what you have to do.
Oops. Slipped off the D-pad there.
Not optimal. And he chooses blue because it's pretty to look at.
It makes you feel like you're playing blue version and red version.
It's actually a route for blue that's almost as fast as red. Like, if it had the manips, it would be pretty much even. But yeah, so this is the backup Paris manip for if you missed Mount Moon manip. There it is. You got Paris. It's all good. So we have to stare at the pretty blue color instead of the ugly red one. Just kidding. I don't mind red palette, but that one was made by the other god and my personal queen, Stringflow.
They're both, yeah, like they both have just revolutionized this run and Pokemon running in general. It cannot be understated how valuable they are. Cannot be understated. For this game and other Pokemon
Yeah,
games.
like Gen 2, Gold would be terrible without Enderpenter, and Crystal would be even worse without Stringflow. Oh, now we're getting into our first glitch gray area of the run. Actually, our second. Some people find manips glitches, and I call them silly. But this has sparked some controversy that I get to talk about now.
Yes.
So what is he doing? He's walking to the bike shop. Whatever. Why? Why would you ever walk to the bike shop? He doesn't even have the bike voucher or $1 million. What? Conception, what are you doing, man?
Well, we're doing something called instant text, which, as Pinkus points out, is a gray area. It's not quite a glitch. It's not quite not a glitch. What happens there is when we talk to the bike shop owner and quickly mash out of the conversation, it makes it so that instead of having scrolling text boxes, the text boxes now pop up instantly with the text,
Yep.
which saves us a lot of time if we can keep it for...
Yep, a run with full instant text saves about 2 minutes over a run without.
But there are a lot of factors that can make it so that we lose it in this first fight right away, or
Yep, this
later on.
Pidgeotto has stand attack, lowering your accuracy. Fun! But yeah, it's sort of a gray area when it comes to glitches, because I don't consider it a glitch because it exists naturally in the game. Like, if you use cut, the text box that appears afterward is instant. This is just a way to abuse it, and there's also other things like opening your menu. The text, you notice how it doesn't scroll, like Pokémon, item, save, etc. But that appears instantly, so that's instant text, so you're just finding this way to abuse it. But it is, obviously the game's not intended to do this. But using an intended mechanic in an unintended way is not necessarily a glitch. The reason...
Yeah.
So, when we first discovered it, there was a runner, Swath. This was back in, like, 2015. He had he was just doing a run. He went into the bike shop to prepare to use the bike shop voucher, but he forgot that he didn't have it yet. So we talked to him, he got instant text by accident. So we were like, is this a glitch? We decided no. Then someone got a world record, and then we were like, actually it is, so that's fair. So then it got reclassified to a category called no major glitches. But I think 2 or 3 years ago, closer to 3, instant text was re-allowed, and all runs have used it since. But there's a race tournament coming up for this game that I've been wanting to talk about for a little while. Yep, that Conception and I are actually both signed up for. That it's not going to use instant text for a different reason. It's pretty much agreed upon that it's not really a glitch. Like, we're not going to ban it for being a glitch again. That's just not going to happen. Way too many runners have done way too many runs with instant text to ban it. It's just not fair. But in races, it's very bad. For the reason that when you perform something called a text speed check, like opening your menu, you lose instant text because the game's like, it checks the text speed. So right now it's not checking to see if the text is instant. If it were to check, then it would make your text not instant again. But when it checks the text speed, it then resets it to its normal 1 character per frame. So little things like, I don't know, healing, lose instant text. And in a race like Marathon Exhibition, where you really, really want to play safe, losing instant text, especially in a race where someone else can have it and pass you, feels so bad that we actually banned it from our race tournament. I'm in favor of this.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's gonna make races. It makes it more naturally competitive for races. It's an easy thing too. It's just like you just don't get it. It's pretty simple. It's not a massive route change or anything like that.
Yeah, not to dwell on it too much. It's in my opinion, I find it unfair. Like, one runner could leave Moon at 26 minutes, another runner could leave Moon at 26:30. That's pretty close, right? Yeah, it is. The runner A gets good instant text and has a 40:00 Misty. Runner B has bad instant text, gets a 42:30. He's now 2:30 behind and has now lost the race to something completely out of his control. Like, there's randomness in a race, but there's none that's that punishing in that sort of a way. And it's not even like a risk that you can avoid, because it just saves so much time. Like other risks in the game, like going for red bar, which I'll explain a little bit later as well. You can play around that.
Lose instant text here.
You're actually in a red bar right now.
Yeah, but we're
if you're gonna heal,
because we're gonna need to heal anyway. Yeah.
And now we lose his instant text. Isn't that fun?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So now, if I were racing, I would be massively behind my competitors. Yep. If they had also had it. So. I was losing it here because there's several trainers that we could have kept it for. So I don't know. I probably just lost 40 seconds. Maybe?
I think that's lowballing it personally. It just instant text saves so much time. A run with instant text will always be faster than a run without, and there's no other strategy that's quite the same. As you can see, I've thought a lot about this. Okay, that's good. Nikki used Karate Chop. Now you're in red bar.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna save here because
the thing about red bar in this game, it's not red for one. In this case, yeah, we're in blue.
Now
yep.
It's not.
And in when you're below 5/24 of your max health, which if you like percentages, 20.833, repeating of course. This beeping noise plays, which I'm sure you hear. And it's basically a warning from the game saying, hey, you don't have much health left, you can die easily. But this has a convenient side effect, so we abuse it. Pokemon cries, as you'll see right here. You can act right through them. and level up jingles. And those cries, they add up quick. Very quick. Like there are sections where having red bar saves you 45 seconds to a minute, and there's a section a lot later in the run where we will do a pretty cool thing to get red bar for a pretty long amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah, for a very, very long time,
Yep.
actually.
Oh, reason number 6,000 why Nidoking's really good. There's very few other Pokemon that can get that red bar like that. And the ones that aren't viable in the first place. One of them being Nidoqueen, my personal favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a question we get a lot, or at least I get a lot in my chat when I'm doing runs of this. Is like why Nidoran male, not Nidoran female, and it's based purely on the stats, the route, and the moves
Yeah,
that we can learn.
I've actually run both of them. I've gotten a sub 2 hour run in Nidoqueen, which is, I don't like the category though. It's very, very bad. Essentially, Nidoran male gets Horn Attack, Nidoran female gets Scratch. Big difference. Nidoran male has good speed and good attack. Nidoran female has good defense. Defense is a lot less important for attack or an attack in a speed run, because it's a speed run where you want to kill things, not just live. Also, Nidoqueen relies a lot more on Mega Punch, which we haven't talked about yet, but it's only 85% accuracy. So you just need to hit I think you need to hit about 18 of your 20 Mega Punches, which is more than 85% of them, in order to like not have to save them in weird ways. That's also why Conception's been avoiding Mega Punching whenever he can, just because 85% feels a lot less than you need to hit it.
Yeah, not to mention when we first started the Nugget Bridge section, I think, and in the actually I don't think I missed any in Rival, but I missed I think 2 or 3 near the in the Nugget Bridge section, so I'm a little low on Mega Punches, which is why I'm especially trying to save them a little bit. But I am gonna take a center that I wouldn't normally do. Just
that Machop is actually a damage range. It's 36 and 39 plus criticals.
Yeah, we missed some key ranges. Well, we missed at least one range on a Pidgey. We missed 2 ranges. We missed 1 range on a Pidgey in Nugget Bridge.
Yeah.
And then we missed it on the Ekans as well, the first
It's
Ekans.
kind of ironic,
Nugget
like,
Bridge.
with how good this Nidoking is, that so much is a range. Like, keep in mind, our attack and special, our attacking stats are perfect. But because of this, we starved the route for EXP so much. We fight 0 optional trainers in this route. 0. We're so starved for EXP that things that should be routine ranges, like Pidgeys and Machops, that we were, keep in mind, 9 levels above. Like, we're still really powerful.
With max
Yep,
stats.
we're still really powerful, but we just starved. Like I said, we're starved for EXP. But we're still over-leveled for the area, because as of right now, the game doesn't expect you to be pumping all of your experience into one Pokemon. You know, like a 12-year-old would.
Yeah, usually with their
Yep.
starter. Ready. Yeah, so we're gonna finish up talking to Bill, who's gonna give us the SS ticket, obviously, and then we're gonna use some items here. We're gonna use a rare candy, levels up, and then we're gonna use an escape rope, which weirdly we can escape rope out of his house for some reason.
You can dig out of a lot of houses in this game. Less in yellow, but a lot in this game. That's all that matters.
Typically also there, and like if I was going for a PB, I would just use potions to heal and not use a Pokemon Center here. But since we're doing this in kind of a showcase setting, plus I was a little low on Mega Punches anyway, we're going to take the center and take a little bit of time loss in order to encourage safety.
Now we get instant text again. Learning Thrash gives you a yes/no text box, another text speed check, so you would lose instant text right there. Which is convenient because we have to talk to Bill, who also has an yes/no text box, then we have to menu, so it just works.
It's too bad we don't have it during Bill, though. He is a talker.
Yep, nice troll.
Yep, got trolled by an NPC there. Love that.
So what's fun is we fight this rocket first, who's actually quite out of our way. It's 19 seconds plus to movement. Because this route is so starved for experience, we need this to get level 25 for Misty's Starmie. And if you don't have level 25, Starmie's faster than you and almost never dies to 2 thrashes. If you're at level 25, it is slower than you, so you outspeed it, and it dies to thrash hits like 99% of the time. I've never seen that 1% personally.
No, I haven't. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have died.
Oh yeah, he's very, very mean.
But not in that way. Yeah.
That much off is a damage range, about 36%, but that drowsy is also a damage range, 93%. It's a little scary in a way, because that drowsy has confusion, which is very effective on you, because you're a poison type, and that's a psychic type, and it has hypnosis, and when you're rashing, you can't heal a hypnosis, so you're just sort of stuck there. But what's nice is that it's a very favorable damage range. It also has Disable and Pound, which don't really do much. It's just convenient that the scary one is a good damage range, and the one that always Karate Chops, because that's the only move it knows, doesn't matter. Oh, very good Supersonic Fail there, very good.
Yeah, that Supersonic can be really annoying. Could cause us to lose instant text.
Yep, this is a pretty good health for Misty. Misty's about 5% to kill him at this HP. But it's not like you can save and lose instant text. Another reason why instant text is bad for races.
Yeah, in a race I would just save here if I'm a little nervous, you know? I die, okay, I lose 30 seconds to having to reload, plus the... Oh boy, X defend.
Yeah, Misty is the first trainer in the game, I believe, with good AI. Which means that she will always... Okay, wow, that's so scary. Okay, let's get the
yeah, I was very nervous.
Meaning that she will always use a super effective move if she has one, and she does. She has Water Gun, Bubble Beam. 1 and 2 to use each of them, but she also can X defend at 1 and 4. So it's 1 and 4 to X defend, 3 and 8 to use either of those. And good AI essentially just gives a +1 priority to super effective moves, neutral priority to neutral moves, and -1 priority to not very effective moves. It will always use a move with a high priority if it uses the move, which we can actually abuse later, because what it does not check for is whether this is a damaging move or not.
Yep, so some moves that would be super effective in terms of type, they will be used, but they won't be damaging us and have pretty much no effect.
Yeah, so there's basically 2 types of AI in this game, good AI and normal AI. Normal AI is use random move, good AI is use super effective move, or don't use not very effective move. There's some minor examples, like, for instance, the Voltorb. There's a trainer that we used to fight in old routes that has a Voltorb. That Voltorb always uses Screech on turn 2. Sort of like Lorelei's AI, but we'll go into that later. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, the south is a little.
Yeah, these Pidgeys have quick attack. And quick attack attacks you very quickly. Oh god.
And we use Thrash.
Yep,
so...
it does. We can't even heal. It does 5 damage. We might have to lose some next here.
Yeah, I'm gonna heal after this. I'm way too nervous.
It actually lives Eradicate, quick attack critical.
But, oh yeah, okay. So we'll heal after this then. We'll at least get through this train.
Yep.
Again, though, if we died, what would happen? We would lose money, which is we would have to change a route a little bit in order just to make it safe money-wise. But we would just be warped back to the Cerulean Center, so we would just lose time.
Yeah, so he's gonna get a level here so he's gonna have 11 health and Eradicate quick attack crit is 10. Yeah, it's really sad that I know this, isn't it? But useful in this case.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. I would have healed early.
Remember to use Bubble Beam when you heal.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little closer, get through all this, talking through this ticket guy, and then I'll.
Oh, I've forgotten about so many things, like animation. And there are, well, 3 actually types of animations, but 2 major ones: Flash and Shake. For an attack with a Flash, you see the enemy they flash. Yeah, they appear, then disappear, then reappear, then disappear a few times. This takes about a second, a little less. There's another type of animation, that poison thing that you've seen has, called Shake, where the screen just shakes a couple times. Shake is about almost a full second faster than Flash. Shake is very fast. Bubble Beam is a shake animation, and so you don't want to teach it because you lose instant text, but here, where we would die probably if we didn't teach it, we have to. And we can use it in the fight to save some animation.
I'm even gonna save, because why not?
I mean, you're already in the menu.
Happen. Yep, might as well.
Another instance of where we walk extra to make our rival walk less. So he appears on the left, and then instead of having to take a step to the right and then walking down.
I actually forgot about that one when you mentioned it. It's just so... I didn't even consider that one. It's just second nature at this point.
Yeah, there's also the one in Sylph.
Yeah, that one I remembered.
Okay, no sand attack, good.
Yeah, no sand attack though.
This Pidgeotto has the same moveset of the last one. Okay, hitting the Mega Punch is important. Eradicate can do some damage with, he has Hyper Fang now. He has Hyper Fang before, but now he's Eradicate. Cadaver's defenses are paper thin, so it dies to a Thrash.
Which is good, because it would mess us up if we can one-shot it.
He has Confusion, which does, like, I think about 30 damage. Yeah, wow, you're in Red Bar. It's actually pretty good HP.
Yeah, not too bad.
By the way, I'm submitting this, or if I had to, I'd submit this as a reason why we had to ban instant text for the tournament.
Yep, exactly. I mean, I lost it twice.
But it's already banned.
Yep, exactly.
That fight is actually one of the worst in the game when you have instant text. Because oftentimes you're low health from Misty and you really don't want to heal. And you just... Pidgeotto quick attacks, yeah, he can sand attack, which is just game over a lot of times. Eradicate quick attack hurt you. Ivysaur has a tendency to be a big troll. Gunnar said it really well when he says, oh, you need Vine Whip for amazing world record pace, Red Bar, Leech Seed. Oh, you need Leech Seed to survive, Vine Whip. That's just it. That's just how it goes.
It's got a mind of its own. It's got an absolute mind of its own. Alright. So coming up on our third, we have a mini shopping segment here, but our third and final RNG manipulation.
Also the easiest.
Much easier. We're gonna do a quick pit stop. Real quick.
Paralyzed heals are actually a semi-new addition to the route. By semi-new, I mean we added them 10 months ago. During the last tournament, actually. Because Full Restore is really bad in this game for several reasons. There's a hidden... you didn't see if there's a hidden one in the underground he went in earlier that you can grab very quickly. But it's just not good for a few... Full Restore, it's programmed to only take or do 2 actions. But being paralyzed means that you might lose your move and your speed is lower. So those are 2 actions there. But Full Restore also restores your health, which is a 3rd action. So it can't do all 3. So it either restores your health and means that you will always move, but doesn't restore your speed, or if you're at full health, it will act like a paralyzed heal. But oftentimes, when you have to use it, you're in Red Bar and you don't want to heal. Oh, and Full Restore also removes your bad juice. It's just not a good item. Very rarely useful. And
yeah, not useful. Would have grabbed it if I had died to Misty, because then I could have sold it. But that would have been nice. Didn't need it.
This Voltorb is actually a damage range, 74.6%. Missing it's scary because it can use Sonic Boom, which does a flat 20 damage, regardless of stats. You gotta hit self. Well, we haven't mentioned the downside of Thrash yet, which is it lasts 3 or 4 turns, 2 or 3 in later gens, but 3 or 4 here. That's all that matters. Good. After that turn, you get confused, and when you're confused, you have a 1 in 2 chance to hit yourself. So if he got confused, he would probably have to swap to his Pidgey and let Raichu kill that, because risking a hit self when you're just 1 in 2 to die from it is really scary.
Yeah. Especially, yeah, the health is too low, and we would have, instead of healing, we would want to keep that health low, just so we can abuse that red bar mechanic.
Fortunately, though, even if you die to Surge, you can just hard reset and do the manipulation again, so you only lose about a minute, which is not that bad for a full-on death. But it still really stinks.
Yeah. Glad we could.
I mean, I've lost so many runs, like, to dying to Surge, in, like, either hitting myself or missing Gold Torp range. It's actually unbelievable. Yeah, it just feels very, very bad. But, you can reload the save and try again, but that's a full minute. And in a run like this, you might think, oh, it's 2 hours long, a minute doesn't mean a lot. Yes, it does.
Yeah, especially if you're decently competitive. Yep. The next person on the leaderboard probably has like 3
seconds. I'll put it this way, the world record is only 12 seconds ahead of the next best run, which was actually done yesterday by Wave Warrior, an absolute legend. He holds the Pokemon Gold world record as well. But in all of Gen 1 and 2, that the greatest difference between a world record and the second place is less than a minute. In Gen 2, runs are more than 3 hours long. So a minute is absolutely enormous. So although it doesn't seem that bad, like in a PB run, it's a dead run at that point. Be real here.
Yeah.
Like there are risks that you can take later to save time, but it's a dead run.
Thank you. Just wanted that to hit.
Before Mega Punch, Mega Punch was bad before we had Manips because nothing would die to it because we had bad attack. But now that we have good attack, we can use Mega Punch. And before, despite you'd have to get a 4-turn Thrash or a 3-turn Thrash and then not hit yourself, now you can just Mega Punch Oddish and it dies.
And we get that guaranteed Thrash.
So, oh, we sure do. We sure do, CJ.
Sloppy movement there, but that's alright.
Yeah, so, 4-turn Thrash, like, not hitting yourself and getting the 4-turn, it's 25% to go wrong, and missing is only 15%, so that's just the... obviously mathematically the correct choice. He Bubble Beams that Caterpie because this Venonat is a very favorable damage range.
I have not missed that range in a very long time, and I didn't know. I waited until afterwards to say that, so just to not jinx myself. I'm taking that one very carefully. I've hit that trainer so many times.
I've actually never hit that guy.
I've hit that one quite a bit. That one and then the the Victory Road ones. I'm guilty of hitting.
I have hit several Victory Road trainers. One in the tournament too. What we haven't talked about yet is encounter immunity. He doesn't need to repel yet. He did there on the very first tile, instead of like just as he entered. Because the first 2 tiles of entering a new area, you can't get encountered. It's not possible. And I would actually Thunderbolt Oddish at this health.
Yeah, we're right in that weird sweet spot.
Yep, another strat that you can do.
I'm gonna save regardless, but
fair enough.
But yeah.
So like Zubats, Oddishes are very mean in this game because they have really annoying, just debilitating status conditions. Like Sunspore puts you to gives you paralysis, and Sleep Powder puts you to sleep. So we can thrash it, but that's only about a 50% damage range, and if it goes for Sleep Powder, we're locked into being slept. Like, we can't heal it because we're thrashing. If you Thunderbolt, and he Sleep Powders, you can heal. If you Thunderbolts and he Stun Spores, you can Paralyze heal. If he does one of the others, it's fine. It's the standard fight, but you miss the range. I've definitely lost some runs to this Oddish before.
Oh yeah, this is a big time
Absorb, nice. Yeah, it does absorb.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to see.
Absorb, Poison Powder, Sleep Powder, and Stun Spore, and you want to see the former too, because Poison Powder obviously doesn't hit you. You're a Poison type. Bulbasaur is a damage range as well, about 93%. Actually, closer to 90, or less than 93. But him, not killing him is a lot less meaningful because he has moves like Vine Whip, Leech Seed, and Growl. You'll just kill him on the next turn. It's fine. Oddish is the real one that you just,
And we kind of glossed over it, but we're obviously in Rock Tunnel, and you might be wondering why the screen looks like junk. Which is typically what you're meant to do is you're meant to get the flash HM here so that you can see and
that's
maneuver.
Slow.
But one, we have, yeah, that's slow, one. Two, we don't have enough, is it seen or caught? I always forget. If you have to have 10 Pokemon either
I think it's caught, actually.
I can't remember. Yeah, so we don't catch 10 Pokemon in the run, even with all of our evolutions included.
We catch 6.
Yeah, 6 total. That's what our Pokedex will say at the end. And then 3, we can just maneuver. As long as we learn it, who cares? We don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not as hard as it looks. Like, there are trainers that you can't see, but if you know where they are and know where you need to be, you're not going to hit them. That's it, I've definitely hit some before.
Yep. Been guilty of that. My last run that I did for practice, I hit one. But I played it a lot more carefully this time, so. This is the last trainer of the Rock Tunnels. We'll be able to see again normally soon.
This Pidgeot's attack did not use it. Oh, also, can we just appreciate how Nidoking just completely destroys everything in this tunnel?
Yeah, the Oddish is literally the only thing that's scary, which is weird because we face things like Slowpoke, and, you know, that's mainly the scary one, actually,
Yep,
with Slowpoke, but still.
With this route, like, some of the trainers that you'd expect to be scary are scary, but a lot of them aren't. Like, Surge, completely fine. Very unlikely to kill you. That's a gym leader. But this random Oddish girl in the middle of Rock Tunnel, in every single Pokemon game she's in, no one likes her.
Yeah.
Fire Red round 2, Red, Yellow. Everyone hates her in all of them.
Hmm?
Growlithe has low special, and Vulpix has low defense. So you Bubble Beam Growlithe, it's a favorable range, and Thrash Vulpix is guaranteed to kill it. Here comes a fun elixir pickup.
Ooh, got it.
Nice. Time for Nugget.
Oh, almost got the second one. One tile off on Nugget.
Not bad at all. In the PB attempt, we'd only get the elixir. I mean, it's right there. It's not that hard to get, really. You can use a cue in the audio or in the music, or you can count like pedals, or you can use an external timer called Flow Timer. That it's basically a metronome. You can set it to a certain offset, and it'll beep a few times. And on the final beep, you get the elixir. But we get the Nugget because $5,000 is a lot.
Oops. Hit no by.
Now we have a lot of money, which we can get some revives with. So now deaths as a whole, way less meaningful. You can just revive them. This was another, this became standard for race, marathon, showcase routes. Again last year during the tournament, when we just decided to get we routed our menus against around getting the Nugget and then buying revives. So this is what everyone does now. There are some other branching routes that involve interesting items like PP up. I actually use the PP up route for races, but everyone gets revived.
Yep, it just makes it so it just takes away some of the harder RNG, because even if you die, you gotta back up.
Oh, I want to.
And a relatively quick backup.
Yeah, I want to note that we bought Horn Drill TM07, a one-hit KO move. Reason number 7,421. My Nidoking is amazing. Horn Drill. It is like I said, one-hit KO move. They're very broken in this generation, and were nerfed heavily in further generations. Like, look, we're buying 11x accuracies. X accuracy completely skips the accuracy check. This means that if you use X accuracy, your moves, they cannot miss. It's just not a thing that happens. It just doesn't happen. You can't miss. It's not possible. This includes Horn Drill. So as long as your Pokemon is faster than the other Pokemon, which we have X speeds for, and X specials, which we use at some point, you can just Horn Drill everything as long as you use an X accuracy. Absolutely broken. The second best Pokemon for this run is the Squirtle line with Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise. Their one-hit KO move is Fissure, which they get after the last gym. We get it halfway through the run.
What did I do? Oh, that's why.
Oh, you saw Pokeball, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That explains it. So yeah, bag capacity is very limited in this game. You can only hold 20 items, but we actually use this art to our advantage. Here's probably the biggest menu in the game. Rock Slide is wonderful. We use it 4 times. It has 90% accuracy. 90%, you might say. That sounds like a lot.
Oh. Hit the cancel instead of fly. Classic.
That sounds like a lot. This next fight, Pidgeotto has Quick Attack. If he Quick Attacks, then this is a little scary. I think you have to Potion on Gravel with Quick Attacks.
Yeah, that's the play. Hopefully he
Yep,
did not. Spoiler alert to you.
Quick Attack does 7 to 8, and then Ivysaur has Vine Whip, which does 9 to 11. Combined, that obviously kills you, even with double min rolls. But yeah, with your diverse move pool of, keep in mind, this is a ground poison type. Bubble Beam, Thrash, Rock Slide, and Thunderbolt. You have amazing type coverage. Nice crit.
Yep. Hey, we actually got a useful.
I cannot believe I haven't mentioned this yet. Critical hits in this game are based on base speed. It's base speed divided by 2 floor, so rounded down, divided by 256. That gives Nidoking about a 16.4% crit rate. So you might have noticed that we get a lot of critical hits, and that's because critical hits in this game are a lot likelier than later gens. In later gens, I think it's a flat 1 in 16 chance. In this game, only very, very slow Pokemon have critical hit rates that low. Really fast ones like Electrode have critical hit rates eclipsing 1 in 4.
25% chance to crit, which is
don't miss. Missing here is
this is the one you really.
Missing here is how you lose runs. Nice. Those Ghastlies, if you miss them, have Confuse Ray, confuses you. Lick can paralyze you, and Nightshade, which just kills you in Red Bar. Yeah, none of them are good.
Yep. And now we're going to take we walk over a healing pad, so now our Pokemon are healed automatically. So We still do have to fight some more Ghastlies, but it's now not as dangerous in terms of dying.
Yep.
We can still get really slow things if we miss. But...
Okay, so there's right above him was another channeler. He has a haunter. I want to point out that this haunter has a damage range. If it weren't a damage range, it would just be better in red bar to skip that healing bad, fight her, fight everyone else. Fighting an entire extra trainer would be better because of how amazing red bar is. That's how good red bar is. I mean, to be here, it only saves like 2 seconds. That's an extra trainer.
Hmm?
It's amazing.
A whole extra trainer saves time. It's weird. Hey, we hit all of our rock slides.
Impossible. But yeah, we use rock slide only for those Ghastlies because we don't have another move that kills it. Because dig, you know, we're a ground type. Dig, impossible. Thunderbolt, absolutely. I feel like your X accuracy is supposed to be a slot higher than it is. No, your ether.
It will be now that I'm. Oh yeah. Well, that's because I think that's because I forgot to throw the ball away, so my menu got probably a little bit messed up. That's okay. We'll just adjust on the fly.
Yeah, you can just swap. You can just swap up your ether.
Yeah, that's what I'll probably do next time. Next menu, which will be before Snarl. Yeah.
Or you could do it when scrolling down on Self Rival.
Yeah, I could do it.
Anyway,
Ooh, you get to talk about something fun in a second. You'll see.
All right, awesome. There's one thing I like. It's Gen 1 misses. Gen 1 misses are a added chance for every move in the game except 3, Swift, Bide, and Counter, to miss. So Thunderbolt, which you think is 100% accurate, is actually not. It's 99.6. Yeah. So Tackle is actually not 95% accurate, it's 94.6. Or 242 and 256. Also, that Golbat is a damage range. I've legitimately died to missing that range before. It is one of the most...
Oh, you must take that Haunter route?
No, I was at full health. It was one of the stupidest things I have ever seen in my entire life. No, it was like misrange into Confuse Ray into Screech to lower my defense, into Hit Self 3 times. So now we get to X-Ack Horn Drill for the first time.
Yeah, first use of the in the run.
X accuracy, bang, you're down.
Doesn't matter what type you are, it'll still, like if it was, say I was fighting a rock type, this is a normal type move, it'll still say not very effective, but it will
Actually,
die.
It cannot hit ghosts, but that scarcely matters because ghosts are very rare in this run. But yeah.
If you hear one of the Elite Four, and I think that's it.
I think you're right, actually.
Can't think of any other one.
That's because the only ghost type line in the game is the Gengar line.
Right, and we're actually gonna Thunderbolt this rat as well because we could use Thrash, but there is a chance that we would have to do a 4-turn Thrash because the Eradicate is the range.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, the Eradicate's the range. So it's a very favorable range, but don't want to potentially have to set up, being in confusion and hitting ourselves. Not that it would be a huge risk of dying. It's just
I've died to thrashing that red setup before.
Yeah, exactly. So not worth it.
If the question is pinkish, have you died to blank? The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. Yeah. There's just so many spots to die. But now we are through with the Pokemon Tower here. So. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about is how we could do this Pokemon Tower.
Forgot about that. Yeah, Pokédoll.
Yeah. Yep.
You don't need the skill scope. You can just Pokédoll because Pokédoll guarantees your flee from any wild encounter. No matter what, even if it's a ghost. This is also like another sort of gray area about a glitch, but it's honestly not a glitch. I can argue this all day. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could even argue that it's definitely not now because they had the yellow source code leak not too long ago, where didn't it say in the source code or in the notes that this was meant to be an option?
Yes. It was known about for Pokemon Yellow, and they left it in on purpose. But even if it wasn't, it's just a sequence break. Like, you're using an intended mechanic in an unintended way. Pokeguy said it pretty well in that there's a couple ways that you can define glitch. Like, Pokeguy said that would you still consider it a glitch if you went to get the Silph Scope, got the Silph Scope, went to Marowak, if you still use the Pokédoll then, is it a glitch? If the answer is no, then it's not a glitch either way. If the answer is yes, then, well, you have an argument there. Shenanigans says that a glitch, he defines it as anything that Twitch Plays Pokemon could not do. Twitch Plays Pokemon could walk to the bike shop without a bike voucher, and then talk to him. Twitch Plays Pokemon could accidentally use the Pokédoll on Marowak, but Twitch Plays Pokemon could not do something like Pool Trainer where you get a Ditto, swap moves with Ditto, like after transforming, and then like catch a missing no off of that.
No. That would be incredible if they could, but no. No, they cannot do that, yeah.
This Arbok is a range with Thrash. You can Exact Horn Drill it, but that's inferior in this case.
Yeah. Might as well just save the item. Plus, we got the 2-shot anyway, so who needs
because you're actually, for a strat that we'll talk about a little bit later, you actually don't want, you want some damage, basically. So missing the range isn't even that bad, and even if you Exact Horn Drill it, there's no way to do the next fight without losing a turn. So you just, you either maybe lose a turn there, or definitely lose a turn somewhere else.
I think it's obvious, but since we're doing it in this setting, I'm not gonna chance Silph.
Oh yeah.
So, figured that was obvious, but just to
make ITP doesn't even have Silph Red Bar.
Exactly.
I'll explain that then, because we're talking about it. Silph Red Bar is a strat where you can take a hit from this guy's a Gyarados. You can take a hit from him, live on low health, and just go through a gauntlet of things that want to kill you. Like the next guy's a Cubone that's about 21% to kill you. Giovanni has a Nidorino that can kill you, and there's a Juggler with a Hypno that's very likely to kill you. Wave Warrior calls it the worst fight in the game just because of how many amazing runs he's lost to that. He has lost.
Oops, I used a special. I used special instead.
He has lost the best pace ever in this game to that. But yeah, if you don't have to, don't go for Silph Red Bar. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, especially in this setting. I accidentally used an X. I meant to use X accuracy then X speed there, and not X special. But we already buy 1 or 2 extra X specials anyway in case we die. We kind of do it in hand with the revive strat.
Ironically, that was amazing setup for Silph Red Bar. If you had X special again, you would have gotten an amazing Silph Red Bar. But obviously, don't go for that.
No, not going for it. But yeah, that's why it's not overly a big deal. If I was, if I had bought my bare minimums, that wouldn't a problem, but...
Also, it's nice that, like, big fights like this, where he has Pokemon that out-level you, you can just X-Act, X-Speed, Horn Drill them all. Balance.
There we go, and that's another rival fight down.
Oh, also, notice how we walked up a tile, and then talked to him from up there? So we can just go right 2 tiles. If we talk to him without going up, he would have to walk all the way around us. It's almost insufferably slow. But now we're out of horn drills. Whatever will we do?
Yeah, exactly. How will we survive? But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it to set up for 2 hits on the Cubone as opposed to trying to take a hit from Drowsy.
Fair enough.
Feels safe.
Because
the Drowsy can confusion. Yeah, too bad. We didn't get it. We actually would have loved to get hit there. We're looking for Bone Club, potentially. I could have also used 1 item on Cubone, killed it, and then used the second item here on Drowsy instead. But I decided to play it a little safe because I could get the confusion.
Or worse, psychic.
Factor. Or psychic, which would be very bad. Psychic crit would kill me,
Yeah.
I think. So I decided just to play it a little bit safe there.
Yeah,
But that's okay. We have other opportunities to take damage.
we do want some damage here.
Another spot we can take damage here is right here on this Giovanni fight. His Nidorino out front can do some damage because we have to use an X-Aka again. So could take some damage here if we
Yep, he can horn attack.
Got horn
That's
attack,
good.
so that's
He also has Furious Wipes. Giovanni can also use the guard spec, or Nidorino can focus energy.
focus energy. I'm just gonna try to take damage. I thought about potentially stalling on the Rhyhorn, but I think I'll just try to take it.
Yeah, Hypno's correct here.
We're
So this
close
is
enough.
like even if you live well, boom, you'll still be at fine health for later.
Yeah. And we got revives. I just love having the revives. It feels so good. Because we're gonna take damage coming up soon here from a Hypno in Koga's gym, which can kill us if we get unlucky. But like with the revives, it just feels so good to not have to worry about that as much. So,
Yep, with the revives, bang, 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 back in business. As opposed to before revives, where it's forfeit or flight. Obviously, don't really want to do that.
Yeah. Went to floor 11 instead. Almost over-scrolled. All right, so we've killed all the trainers here that we need to. We just have to grab a couple items before we leave. DM26 here, which is Earthquake, and then we're going to grab its rare candy as well before
we would do this before fighting Giovanni and our rival, but there's a trainer guarding this usually, or well prior to that, and he has a Machoke that is either a 3-shot with Thrash or a Hexac Horn Drill, and that's an extra fight, and we don't like those.
Yeah.
So we just get Earthquake later. Save some time.
So I swapped my rare candies up because we're going to use those in a little bit. Not quite, but in a little bit. So I just want them up higher in my menu so I can get to them faster. Plus we have to scroll down anyway to get to the Pokeflute, so I just make
That repel being lower is going to be unfortunate. Some people don't know this, but when Mr. Fuji said that the Pokeflute works on all sleeping Pokemon, it does. If your Pokemon is asleep, like by hypnosis, you can Pokeflute and it will wake up.
Yep, so we do have a chance of getting hypnosis at least in one fight I can think of off the top of my head. So hopefully we could get it in a couple times, but hopefully we don't have to use it. But if we do,
I think from here she is the only one. Yeah, we get another rare candy. I think there's only, of all the rare candies we get, I think that only the one in Sylph and the one in Moon are actually not hidden.
Yeah, we get a lot of hidden ones.
Oh, there's also the one in a tower.
Yeah.
So more item management here. We have Earthquake, very strong. It's our ground stab, but we actually have to teach it, so we have to scroll down for that. So why not swap up some Max Specials? Why not?
Yeah. All about just getting those items that you're going to need to use a lot higher. So, like I said, my menu is a little messed up because of forgetting to throw the ball away early. But it's not a huge adjustment.
Yeah, it's honestly really really intuitive that you swap up the items that you use more into higher slots, so you don't have to swap them. So roll down as much to get them.
Alright, so now we're going to do some Safari Zone act.
I also find it funny that you can just super repel away all the encounters in Safari Zone.
Yep. Yeah, we have to go in Safari Zone because we have some key items that we need to get. But basically what we just did is we paid somebody to go and catch Pokemon and then purposely not catch Pokemon. You paid $500 to ride around on a bike,
You
basically.
can actually theoretically soft lock yourself there. If you've exhausted every way to get money and don't have any more, then you can't go into the Safari Zone and progress.
Yeah, I always like this part. It's just a nice leisurely ride, nothing complex movement-wise, so it's just kind of like a breath of fresh air in the run. It's not a break, but it kind of feels like a break. Oop, except when I overshoot the ball there.
That movement is surprisingly awkward.
Yeah.
Especially considering if, this is really technical, but if you hit down and left at the same time on a controller, or down and right, it'll just go down. So you can't just... You really have to time your inputs very well to actually get that. I practiced that for longer than you'd expect to get good with it.
Yeah, I probably should, because I probably miss it half the time, so practicing would probably
It
be
just feels so
good.
small. Like, it put legitimate practice.
Such a minor improvement. Yep.
Biking there is obviously faster. Saves like 8 frames if done perfectly.
Yep. So obviously, if you've played this game a lot and you're used to doing badges in a different order, we're obviously doing it in a slightly different order, so that might be different for you. The first 3 badges were obviously normal, but this is going to be the 4th badge we get, which is Koga, usually the 5th badge.
I don't actually know the normal gym order.
The normal is the 3 we've done, then it would be Erica, then Koga, then Sabrina, then Blaine,
Giovanni.
then Giovanni. That's normal. But from this point forward, everything is out of order in terms of how we hit them.
Yeah, it's kind of cool how once you've beaten Misty, you're pretty much free to explore the entire game. Like, you don't have to beat Surge to progress at that point. You've unlocked the ability to use Cut as long as you have Cut at that point. But like, once you beat Surge, pretty much what you do for the rest of the gyms is up to you, honestly.
Yeah, and there's a natural progression, obviously, because the levels of the gym leader's Pokemon, it kind of gives you a sense of what order you should go in. But when you have a Nidoking with max stats that has all these powerful moves, and we abuse the X items
Also,
and things
I'd like to point out that every gym leader fight from here on out is completely free. Like, you can only lose them if you gem on this, and even then, most of the time when you do, you still live. In fact, one of them is the only fight in the game, well, actually one of 2 fights, that you cannot lose in any situation, no matter what, if you play optimally.
Yeah.
Stall on Hypno time. Come on, Hypno. Headbutt or Thunder first? Headbutt or Confusion? Headbutt or Confusion? Headbutt or Confusion?
I paralyzed it too. Oh man, where's the Pokeflute? Gotta stall with the Pokeflute. Hit me. Thank you.
I think I get you tune. Alright!
Finally. Usually, I mean, like, you don't have to wait that long usually. So that was pretty much as long as it could go, especially with the paralyzed and you missed that 3rd move. So, but we finally took
that was
our goal.
That was rather unfortunate.
Yeah, so we lost some time there, but that's just RNG. Our ideal level is there. We would want to be at 79 health or less.
Yep, it's variance. It happens. What can you do? So I like to say that you're on 154 pace right now. And it's not bad. This fight is fun because we'll see.
Yeah.
It's a poison type trainer, and he has poison types that we can all one-shot. Also, I'd like to say that his gym, we fight 2 trainers with only psychic types. Why?
Yep.
And there's not even a lack of poison types in this game or anything. Like, there's the Nidorans, Venonat line, hell, even Caterpies. Oh no.
Oh,
wait,
no.
what? Wait, no. No!
Man,
Self-destruct!
I just needed to use my elixir.
No!
I'm dead. And it's over. What can
we
do?
Wait, you defeated him.
Yeah, so that's
Might have to revive, though.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to revive.
Wait, hold on, I
just needed to
Wait,
elixir.
I heard that, in this, rare candies actually revived you.
Yeah, yep. That's a good point. It's like we saved these rare candies for this exact moment.
Yeah. So in case you couldn't tell, that was obviously staged. Yep.
That's purposeful.
We die intentionally because he has good AI, 3 poison moves, not very effective, self-destruct neutral. He always uses self-destruct or X-attack, but self-destruct at some point. We then intentionally die, that's why we were taking damage. It does 79 to 94 damage. We intentionally die, rare candy into red bar, and you know what happens when we're in red bar. Okay.
Yep. And we're gonna keep this red bar for a very long time.
Well, this is Koga, the 4th gym leader. We will keep this until the 2nd member of the Elite Four. I'm not exaggerating.
Yep, we're gonna have it for a very, very long. A got on A. There we go. Now we get to surf for the first time.
Just lounging.
One of 2
I'd like
times.
to say,
and if you're like me,
in this water, you can find only tentacle range between level 5 and 40.
Yeah, very big range on that tentacle. And I was just about to say, when I played this game casually as a kid, this ocean felt massive and expansive. Like, how do you find this island randomly in the middle of the sea? And you find it by surfing and then moving 1 tile to the left, and then just going straight down. And then you eventually.
I love this music, by the way.
You gotta do.
Yeah, you have to go into this mansion to find the secret key, which allows you to get into Blaine's gym. There's really not a whole lot to it.
Yeah, we don't fight any trainers in here, unless I really messed up.
There's something cool to explain though. I just realized. We do break into Blaine's house. This guy on the left here, he has a range of 0, but if you talk to him, he'll fight you, and he spins around, which sort of proves a theory. Well, it suggests a theory. He does not learn strength.
Yeah, I don't know. I was already on the blizzard in my head, that's why.
That maybe spinners were intended for this game, and that they exist, they just have a range of 0, because he's not the only trainer like this. There were a lot of trainers several trainers that spin, just, like, if you talk to them, they'll fight you. But they're the only trainers in the game with a range of 0. Oh, and yeah, Nidoking learns Blizzard, too. Like, this giant mouse thing can control the weather.
Did I pass it? Oh no, it's just down here. My menu was all messed up, so that's why.
Yeah, this is, that's the last repel. We bought 4 repels. It's a route that, WSOPO91, an amazing runner, held the world record at one point and is currently, 3rd place. He basically routed this because we needed a way to get, a certain item that we're gonna get very soon. Another rare candy that we will use a lot later. This is my favorite strat of the entire game, hands down. That rare candy.
Yep.
And we get secret key.
I recently found out that's technically faster than the one I used to take.
Yep. Or the sound effect, right? Jingle.
Yep. There is another hidden, rare candy that you can take there. Which I used to take exclusively, but I was recently told by somebody that in my chat that it's faster to take the other one. I had never realized that until then.
The jingle lengths of hidden items are a lot longer than non-hidden ones, to the point where even though that the rare candy that he's talking about is only about 2 steps out of your way, and the one that we get is like 4 steps out of the way. Still better to get the one that we get, the non-hidden one. Oh, also, we did not get Koga's TM Toxic because our bag was full. We play around our bag being full for gym leaders because the gym leader TMs take an average of 4 seconds. So that's 4 seconds, 5 gym leaders, that's 20 seconds that we would be losing if we didn't have a full bag. It's a lot.
Yep, plus we don't need any of them. We got powerful enough moves as is.
Yeah, the TMs that they give us are Mega Drain, which is weak and we can't learn it. Toxic, which is terrible for speedruns. Fire Blast, which is actually a good move, but we don't need it. Psywave, which is the weirdest move in this entire game, and Fisher, which is just the horn drill that we need to teach again. And there are more flying types than ghost types, so we don't really need Fisher at all. Fisher is a ground type move, so it can't hit flying types.
And so obviously this is Erica, this is our 5th gym leader that we're doing now, and the next segments here are going to be kind of boss rush-like, because we're just going to go from gym to gym.
I also haven't mentioned yet, Blizzard is only 90% accuracy, which is a buff for it over later gens where it's 70% accurate. We only use it in places where missing it isn't that bad, except with one exception. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
But it's so high in power that it's, even with the mischance, it's unbelievably worth it to get over Ice Beam, which we could get earlier.
Alright, now we're in Blaine's gym, which is unnecessarily long, unfortunately.
Yep, they nerfed Blizzard in later gens because it was just the best move in competitive Gen 1 and it just wasn't even close. Like competitive battling. Yeah, that little startup where it's, hi, you want to challenge the gym leader? Well, you better get this question right. You have to watch this every single time.
Yep, there's what, 6 boxes?
Yes. I was counting on my fingers. I know the answer, but I don't know how many there are.
Yeah, I know what the answers to the questions are, but... another thing here, so as you can tell, every time each trivia question comes up, my cursor stays on yes, but I'm not answering yes for every question. You can answer no just by pressing B instead of going down and pressing A, which is obviously faster. So the correct answers, if you want to know, are yes, no, 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 yes, no.
Or as we speedrunners do it, A, B, 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 A, B.
Yep. That's why I had to take a second to think of it, because I was going to say A, B, 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 A, B. Yep. But that wouldn't have made much sense.
Also, that question that he just answered, it's my least favorite question because he says, Pokemon of the same type and levels are not identical. It's a trick question. Why?
Yeah.
Also, a Tombstoner there is sort of a meme among the community.
Mm-hmm. Someday they'll make it a real move.
That'd be
someday.
Quite funny.
Alright, so we got a little bit of a tiny bit of AI abuse, though he could...
Oh, well, yep. This is a great example of AI abuse. Growlithe, we are at 10 health. What do? Agility, well, you have another chance. What do? Agility again. He will agility until the day he dies, because it is Psychic type, and we are Poison type. AI is great. So yeah, Blaine...
Yeah.
Blaine, if you play it correctly, and it's very easy to, losing is absolutely impossible. There's nothing that can happen that could cause you to lose the Blaine fight.
You can even mess up a little bit and still be completely fine. Like, for example, a common thing that a lot of people do is that instead of using Earthquake on Growlithe, I'll accidentally use Horn Drill instead.
You just lose a turn.
Yeah, you just lose one turn because you can just Earthquake the
Yep, because people spam Earthquake, spam Agility until the day he dies. And something else Conception alluded to is Blaine has weird AI as well, in that I think every single gym leader has a chance to use a certain item. Yeah, that's actually true. Wow, it's interesting. Blaine is Super Potion. He's 25% to use a Super Potion, no matter what health his Pokemon is.
So it could use it on turn 1, and it happens decently.
Yep, 25%, and that actually saves 5 seconds, because you get to save text boxes from using Agility, which are quite slow. Not much to say about Sabrina's gym. You just take...
If you ever wanted to know the quickest wart paths, just follow the path I just took. That's
diagonal down.
And then we just Earthquake to win.
Yep, 98.4% to not gem on this. Oh, also, this is something I've been holding off on saying until right here for a long time. You might Some people see this route and think, wow, I can optimize this. This is clearly not as good as it could be. We outspeed this Alakazam by 1. Yep.
Yep, by 1. By exactly 1.
We need our stat experience to be so tight, so unbelievably tight, that we outspeed Alakazam by 1 with no X speed. The routers of this game are... I don't even know. Madmen.
Yeah,
Madmen are missed.
Yeah. It's just so down to like the specifics. It's insane.
Also, he walks down to that teleport pad because he digging off of a teleporter pad skips the dig animation and saves 12 frames.
So you could dig straight out of the room that Sabrina's in, but it's actually slightly faster to hit the pad first.
That's right, never ender.
Alright, and now we're in our 8th and final gym here.
It's actually gonna save for the fight after this, which I find humorous. So this guy's free, just don't gem on this.
Yep.
But this next guy, this random black belt, keep in mind now, we've completely mopped the floor with the last 5 gym leaders. Yeah. This random black belt. What do we do?
Yeah, it could be an absolute run killer. We're gonna save. We're gonna save. Now, obviously, we keep alluding to it. We have revives, so it's not like we're super in danger of dying. But if we revive, it heals you to half health, and then we lose red bar. So we want to keep red bar as
yeah, it's actually faster to take a death here than revive and not have red bar.
Now, what we're gonna do is we need to X accuracy here to horn drill these two of these Machokes. So we risk getting hit by a Karate Chop crit most of the time, which will kill us. Karate Chop is a high crit percentage move.
High crit moves in this game are base speed divided by 64 equals crit rate. That gives Machoke roughly a 70% chance to crit it. It is very slow.
Yep, so if he chooses to use Karate Chop, we will almost certainly die. Luckily we didn't, so we didn't have to worry about it.
If that low kick hit, it would have actually been good, but we'll talk.
Yeah, because it would have lowered our health and wouldn't have killed us.
Yeah, we would have leveled out, or we would not have leveled out on the fight which we will level out of red bar. Now the elixir. We haven't seen it much, but he actually elixirs there because when he turns, it won't use a turn frame. A turn frame is when you've either started moving from a stop, or your first turn in a new area will do a turn frame, which is it's a turn that takes 2 frames instead of 0 frames.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So whenever possible, if we do have to menu, we try to menu at points where we would have to turn as well. It's not always possible, but we try to.
And remember, that random black belt, we had to save. Giovanni, Shaw.
With an impressive team, I might add. Like, this team is not, not just some weak team.
Yeah, Rhyhorn, Dugtrio, both Nidos, Rhydon. He's also a victim of good AI, though.
Yep. There's only room for one true king, so that's me. Goodbye, Nidoking.
We have better stats. Oh, NPCs in this game all have the exact same DVs of 9 DV attack, 8 DV defense, 8 DV speed, and 8 DV special. So we would beat that Nidoking like regardless of our entire level. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I did something a little slower but safe.
Yeah, that was actually the right call in my opinion.
Yeah. So typically that Rhydon's a range anyway when we use
about
Blizzard.
54%.
So there's a good chance. Yeah, there's a good chance that we don't kill that Rhydon in one hit, which is normal. But because I missed the first Blizzard, and then also missed the range, I decided to Earthquake to kill it instead. Because we're going to need to use Blizzard on a Pokemon coming up, and if we happen to miss a Blizzard there, we might also have to use 2. I didn't want to.
No, you should X accuracy for this fight.
Yeah, it's probably for the best since we have extra and we haven't died to.
Yeah, X accuracy for this fight is actually a very good strategy. It's the optimal X accuracy fight only loses like 2 seconds over the optimal non-X accuracy fight, and it's quite a bit safer.
Yep. We want to get to the end.
Yep.
So.
Oh, another victim of good AI right here.
Mm-hmm. 2 instances in this fight, actually.
Yep.
Good AI.
It's just, it's so incredible. Good AI is like the final reason why Nidoking's just amazing. Imagine any other Pokemon would be completely bodied by trying to be in red bar for this entire section. Nidoking does it just fine. We've taken, keep in mind, we've taken no damage since self-destruct. 0 damage. And that was what, like 15 minutes ago?
Yeah. And 4 gym leaders ago.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like there are speed runs for other Pokemon because that's fun. Like I've even done some, like Nidoqueen, like I said earlier. But there's a reason that nothing will ever replace Nidoking for this speed run because nothing can.
Yeah, it's just too optimal.
There's just no chance. Like people ask me like, hey, do you think that there's a chance that Nidoking's not optimal? I'd say no. It's just not something that can happen. This Venusaur is a damage range if and only if you critical. So don't critical.
I did.
Oh god! Oh
You'll
god!
see.
Okay, you got potion.
No, you'll see. It's
Potion
okay.
is 1 in
It
8.
worked out. Only if you critical will that will that become a problem. And very often when you do critical, you will then die because then you're gonna
Yep, because he has Razor Leaf and Vine Whip, and Razor Leaf kills you. Well, Razor Leaf's another high critical hit ratio move, but Venusaur actually has good base speed. So Venusaur will kill you with a Razor Leaf if it's critical. But yeah, Potion there is... You're just glad it's not Razor Leaf.
Yeah, that was pretty lucky. Again, worst case scenario, we would have just had to heal there, so it would have been fine, but... Why waste the time?
Yeah, some people actually do different strategies to avoid that range. Myself being one of them in races.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the PPF strategy.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I used to do it too. Might go back to it because I've missed that. Out of the last 3 runs I have done of this game, including this one, I have missed that twice now.
I mean, PPF's pretty good for races. In my opinion, it's probably better.
Yeah, I think I might make that switch.
PP up, it's a hidden item, and that's the main reason why we don't use it. It takes 8.5 seconds to get and use. And honestly, 8.5 seconds for a risk like that in a PB attempt, unthinkable. We can't do that. It's way too much time lost.
Yeah.
But in a race, that's a lot more reasonable of a thing to ask.
So now we're in Victory Road. Older puzzles.
And optionals.
And optional. Which is why you'll probably see me take it a little easy and I'll end up having to use an extra menu because of it, but that's alright.
I don't even know what to say about it. That you push the boulders into the locations.
Yep. That's it. And you just try your hardest not to get hit by a trainer that you don't have to.
Yep, in the last tournament, I actually hit the guy that we're going to see very soon. Not this guy, or this girl. But that guy up there. We call him the tricky trainer because one of the greats in this game, one of the first people to revolutionize the Nidoking route. For a while, we used Squirtle, like I said earlier. Well, he's one of the better non-Nidoking Pokemon for it. But he's sort of the pioneer of the Nidoking route. He was on world record pace, hit that trainer, lost world record. Since then, he's become the tricky trainer.
It's very easy. Yep, and it's very easy. There's several trainers in here that you can hit if you just take one wrong.
Yep, I have hit 2 of the trainers in here ever.
I think I have hit 2 as well. I don't think I hit the 3rd one. I guess there's technically 4,
I mean, I've hit
right?
people in practice on purpose just to see what they have. But...
yeah, it is good to know in case you do hit them. You want to, and you're in a marathon setting such as this, or a showcase setting, and you want to still be able to continue the run. You gotta know what to use. You have to.
That last super repel he used, actually, if you do everything perfectly, it will wear out the tile after using that super repel. That's something that we do in this game. We use super repels, or just repels as a whole, before the repel before it wore out whenever we can. Because it saves the repel wears out text box, which takes like a second-ish.
But we're
yeah, that dude down there, I've hit that dude before. Not the girl, but the guy.
Yeah. Because I played it a little safe / I messed up a couple turns. Yeah, we had to take an extra menu there, which is fine.
Yeah, ideally you would use it on. Ideally you would use it on that like menu. That's not always amount to just mess up.
So I'm trying to do a trick for the people here. I'm not very good at it. If I can do it.
Fun fact, I'm actually.
Oh, there we go.
Fun fact, I'm actually perfect at this.
That's good.
It's not.
It's a good trick. It's not. I mean, it's not good. It's actually a trick that loses frames.
Yep, loses 2 frames.
It's
the swag boulder.
Swag bouldering. Yep.
Essentially, the game determines what way to push the dust based on what way your character's facing, not which way the boulder was pushed. And you have a 2-frame window to press a different direction to push the boulder, to push the smoke, dust in a different direction. It's not smoke, it's dust. But it's called the swag boulder, and if you do all of them, you can do 23, and it wastes 46 frames.
Yep.
If you do all of them.
But for the people, I had to try.
This is a very cool strat that we use.
Remember we had other Pokemon?
The game has a line of code that essentially says, if it's turn 2 and it's Lorelai's Dugong, use a status move. So it's going to use Rest. So we send in Pidgey to take the turn 1, otherwise it's 1-2 to Rest versus Aurora Beam. Because Aurora Beam is also super effective, so good AI means that it can use either. And that's a scary risk to take. So we send in Pidgey, Pidgey dies, we send back in Nidoking will wipe your team. It's also worth noting that in a PB attempt, we would have deposited Squirtle and Paris, because each Pokemon has about an 8-second cutscene in the Hall of Fame. So depositing them overall is about 5 seconds. Well, depositing the extra ones anyway. But we didn't deposit because if you deposit, you can't use them for revives, and we still have the revives. And deposit only saves like 5 seconds anyway. It's not worth the added risk. So this is it will be the last fight where we keep Red Bar.
Yep, it's gonna be the last fight. Yeah, we're actually gonna lose. Well, I guess that's not true yet. We'll see. But we may lose it in the last Pokemon.
Yeah, there's a 2% chance, a 2% chance that Bruno actually kills you. Yeah, his Onix is he's a 3 and 40 is a move because Bruno can X defend. He's 1 and 4 to slam, and then he's like 14% to crit. That hit, that would have been good because you lose Red Bar for the next level up, and if he got hit, he would have kept it. But you heal before the next trainer anyway, so it only loses like 3 seconds. Closer to 4 actually.
Yeah, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, we're gonna heal before Agatha. So.
Yeah, Agatha's mean. We might not see it, but Agatha's mean.
Yeah, the strat that we use is a bit safer than what we used to use, but even with the strat, it's not necessarily guaranteed, but it makes it pretty safe, decently safe. Comparison, at least.
Yep. Before you would use either an X special so that you could one-shot Golbat, you have to take a hit from the second Gengar, or you'd use an X speed so that you would outspeed second Gengar but not one-shot Golbat. We get the best of both worlds with this strat. But first we have to Super Potion because Gengar has Nightshade, which does damage equal to its level, 56.
I'm gonna save here, just to be safe. Might as well. We're already in a menu. Alright, we're 3 trainers from the end, y'all. We're almost there. We're almost there.
Yeah, so we, what I haven't mentioned about badge boost, but I should have, is that your added badge boosts wear off when you level. But when you use a rare candy, you have 0 experience. You have, 0 experience on that level, so we need, like, quite a bit to get to the next level. Unfortunate Hypnosis there. So we specials, he gets a speed badge boost from this, along with the special raise.
Yeah, earthquake. I mean, hypnosis again. So
Didn't affect though.
and didn't affect. So pretty good. Keeps
So
it
with this X special, he both one-shots Golbat and will outspeed everything, which is amazing.
Yeah, because before we used to have speed issues with the second Gengar that Agatha has, but now it is no longer a problem.
That actually wasn't all that. This is a good health for Lance, except a super potion.
Yep, just one potion and elixir up.
Yeah, we're actually pretty low on blizzards right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and have no horn drill. Well, very few horn drills.
Yeah, I think we have one. If that's right.
Two actually.
Two, yeah, that's right. Two more trainers, Lance and then the champion.
Lance is 12.5% to kill us. His Gyarados has good AI, it will use Hydro Pump. If it crits, we die. If it does not crit, we live. If it misses, we live. Gyarados' crit rate is about 15%. Yeah, we're not at full health, but the damage range for Hydro Pump is 108 to 108, or sorry, 128. So, like, being at full health versus being at 130 doesn't make a difference at all.
Yeah, because even if Hydro Pump hits and it crits, we're gonna die at full health anyway. So.
Hydro Crit actually does like 260 damage or something. Because it cuts through your badge boost and your X special.
I'd like to throw back one of my practice runs I did in preparation for this. I accidentally used Blizzard on Gyarados instead, which would kill my run for sure. Well, I saved, but it would kill my run. But I froze it solid. So
yeah, he has
that's always a good time.
These Dragonairs also will spam agility, so missing Blizzard on them doesn't matter. At this health, I would actually just go into Champion, and if I die, I'd revive.
That's my plan.
As opposed to just resetting if you die. Good call.
Yeah.
Good call. Yeah, Aerodactyl would die to the Blizzard, but no need to risk the accuracy. Pidgeot has Wing Attack. That's the only move it has that does immediate damage. It does 18 to 22, but the most common roll is 19, and anything above 20 is actually very unlikely. So 21 is... Even though it can die, it's actually quite safe.
I'm gonna say for the absolute worst case scenario, which is we die twice, but I highly don't think that's gonna happen. We might die once, pretty decently likely, I'd say.
Yep.
But
this is another very, very good benefit of Agatha Candy, because you can also use a move called Sky Attack, and we need to set up for 2 turns. Sky Attack takes 2 turns to charge and does about 90 damage, but WSOF, our Lord and Savior, that's the way around it. So we X special here, gives us a badge boost and a special boost. Whirlwind, that's good.
woo! Wait till you see what else happens.
Wow, that's a Gen 1 miss!
Yeah, yeah.
Final Gen 1 miss possible. Very cool.
Yep, which is great because we would have died. So
we could have died. Not necessarily.
I guess, yeah. So we might have died, which would have obviously been slow. But also, when we revived, we'd be out of red bar. Now we get to keep red bar this whole fight.
That was... I've never seen a Gen 1 miss there. That's quite cool.
Yeah, that was insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, so...
what a finish.
We can Thunderbolt Gyarados. With the X special, it dies. Yeah, so if he saw turn 1 Sky Attack, he would have gone for Blizzard on Pidgeot. That would die. He would have gone for Earthquake on Alakazam because he has low defenses. So then that would die. And then he could X Accuracy on that Rhydon we saw earlier, which would be unlikely to kill it. It's a very, very good strategy. decent run.
Yeah, now we're not at time yet because we still got to get through the Hall of Fame, but that's basically the end of the run. So I'll do some shout outs here just so we can, you know, get through it and get onto that amazing Final Fantasy run by Silent Hero. I'm very excited to see as well. Just one, Pokemon speedrunning community, very good, very helpful. If you're wanting to learn this game or any other Pokemon game, just join in on our Discord. We'll be happy to help you, get you started, give you resources. There's resources aplenty. So they will be more than willing to help you. They pop in streams a lot too, just to see how it's going and tips. Really great. Also want to thank Pinkish here for the excellent commentary. Has so much more knowledge than I could even put forward, so thank you so much. But here we get to showcase our 4 Pokemon that we got, that we had throughout the run. Time is coming up.
I also want to bring up that like we alluded to, the Red Tournament is starting in about 1 month. So if you like what you saw here, you want to see more of it, we're going to be doing a lot of races pretty soon on Speed Gaming. And it's going to be a good time. So if you like that, head on over there when it happens. It's going to be cool.
And if you're someone who's just learning it, but don't feel like you know, tournament might not be right for you, it's an all levels tournament. So feel free to hop in at any level if you're already learning.
Yeah, if you want to play Red, if you're playing Red.
Here we go, and time. That is time.
Solid run.
Yeah, not too bad. Probably one of my better marathon runs, to be honest. So I'm used to getting much worse luck there. So, but yeah. Obviously, also want to thank SpeedDocs for having me on as a special feature for their Road to SpeedDocsAthon. If you like me, personally, I'll also be involved in SpeedDocsAthon. I'll be running some other games as well. I'll be running Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for Game Boy Color, another fun turn-based RPG, and there is a bonus run that I might potentially be running as well, but I'm going to keep that one a secret just in case. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you again, Pinkish, for the amazing commentary. And yeah, my name's